Man, these reporters for this shit are kind of funny. Um, I was just watching this laughing, but I guess this is like a third device. I don't know when this came out, maybe this morning. But also this morning, I was realizing that today is like another coded version of 999. You got 918. 18 is just 9 twice. And then 2016 also totals 2 9s. So it's like 4 9s. Today, a lot of people were predicting that 918 there was gonna be something. I mean, I think anywhere between 911 or basically 13, because I don't know if they would do anything right on 911, but basically from 913 to 925, I was expecting something to happen within this window. I think Operation Truth had made a video, I don't know, 2 months ago, saying that something was going to happen on this day. Predictive programming within some cartoons. And here we go. I mean, something happened today. 29 injured. And a third device. So it's looking like it's going to be one of these Class A type events. You know. It's kind of going to be a big one, I think. There hasn't been much. You had that shooting down in Texas, which just seemed like bull crap to me. Not many people covered it. Not many people really care. I understand. It's just getting so old at this point. Channels are predicting stuff, and it's coming true. They're pumping the Zika for everyone because, you know, kids are going back to school. That's when the Zika, Triple E. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I've been seeing this happen every fall. You can't really fool me when it comes to the airborne mosquito shit. And they're out fogging, like as if that works. Anyway, this is just looking like total garbage.
There is no evidence at this point of a terror connection to this incident. This is preliminary information. It's something we will be investigating very carefully, but there is no evidence at this point of...
Yeah, we know how this is going to go, though, right? They're always like, no evidence at this point. We're just making sure we gather everything we can, you know. It's like, dude, we know what you're going to come out and say like 15 minutes later. Lone wolf. Like, I already heard that on another report. It's looking like a lone wolf. It's like, give me a break. They're trying to, like, set it up. There might be, like, a bigger event happening. That's what I'm thinking. And they're, like, setting it up. Like, oh, you know, there were those mini explosions. Maybe those were the warning shots. Oh, my gosh. So, anyway... let's just continue with this.
A terror connection. But we do want to be very clear. The early indications, the initial indications is this was an intentional act.
Intentional act. It wasn't just a pressure cooker that was like left out, like somebody forgot about it. This could have been intentional. So everyone sit tight. We're going to get more details. Everyone just shut the fuck up and keep your heads down. Just look at this guy in the back. This guy's like, shit, I hope the fuck they're buying it. This is New York's big one, kind of. What happened recently in New York? There was like something. These people are having like a fucking... This guy's about to have a nervous breakdown. He's never done camera work before. He might like slip up, like do like a Freudian slip.
Mayor Bill de Blasio saying that it
had to do the 33 coding, right? They break to her, breaking news, and she's talking about the third device, okay? And it's about to be 3:03 a.m. So we're gonna have the 33. I mean, I'm not kidding with this. Like, this is what I wanted to say because they were matched up, and it was like 3-3. They're both here, and I meant to say I was gonna say something like that, but I was just like whatever. But then it's like they go right to her.
We're continually hearing new information, and what we now have gotten is that the police are investigating a suspicious device. Very important word there,
so
device.
3:03.
And it's at 28th Street and 5th Avenue in New York City, which is about 5 blocks away from where I am. And I am right here on 23rd Street, the site of the original explosion.
Also pointing out no nexus to terrorism. Obviously,
Listen
these
to
are
what
the
this
guys
psycho
in NYC. They know what they're doing. They're methodical about the information they're putting out. That was the first news conference we heard from the mayor, and obviously we'll hear more as the night goes on.
Yeah, Jean Cazares was our first correspondent on the scene. She's been there throughout the evening. She joins us once again from New York. And Jean, you know, learning now that there is another device. What are you hearing?
Another device.
Well, we're continually hearing new information, and what we now have gotten is that the police are investigating a suspicious device. Very important word there, device.
Yeah, the way she says it is just so malicious.
Well, we're
It's
continually
like stabbing into you. Device.
hearing new information, and what we now have gotten is that the police are investigating a suspicious device. Very important word there, device. And it's at 28th Street and 5th Avenue in New York City, which is about 5 blocks away from where I am. And I am right here on 23rd Street, the site of the original explosion. They have no...
Yeah, trying to stress you out that it's like, so they had another one 5 blocks away, a device. I mean, a suspicious device. It could be freaking anything. I mean, somebody could have dropped their cell phone. Somebody could have dropped anything and lost it. Or if something could have looked any bit suspicious. I mean, suspicious device. Suspicious according to who? Crazy ass police department looking for something? Like, oh my god. What is suspicious? Show us.
Not confirmed this was a device. At this point, it was an explosion. But the crime scene's being processed. It's right over my right shoulder. I'm sure it will be processed for a long time, hours to come, because it happened in or around a dumpster. And we do know that 29 victims, because of that explosion, 24 of them were taken to the hospital. Wounds from metal and glass, 1 puncture wound. And as you said, some are being released now. But one we heard was in very serious condition, a very serious situation, so we need to see what goes on from there. But it wasn't much longer after this explosion that we heard about at 27th, between 6th and 7th, 27th Street. There was a secondary device that was found. We later learned that that was a pressure cooker, and pictures of that have surfaced. We do know and have confirmed they've taken that pressure cooker to a safe location to investigate that at this point.
So the pressure cooker wasn't the bomb? Oh, wait.
Vehicles are still coming in here. Right now we have this is the fire department. So you see, this is a continuous
thing. See, I knew it. Did you see that? Did you see that? I predicted what she was going to say, because these fucking clowns are so goddamn predictable. This is gonna be a continuous process, a complete lockdown of this fucking city. Even though nobody got hurt. I mean, nobody died. 29 got injured. None of them life-threatening. 1 is serious. Let's continue.
Vehicles leave, others come, but I will tell you that the federal government is here, the state government, and New York City's counterterrorism unit, although Mayor de Blasio has said New York City has not been given a terror threat.
1 possible critical? Like, what the heck? I thought it was serious. None of them life-threatening.
At all, and there's nothing at this point to say
they switch it up based on
terror.
like what they feel like the response to the thing was. Like 29 wounded. People could have had a headache. That could have been considered like wounded. 24 went to the hospital. Like, they're probably like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine. What happened? Was that a firecracker?" And they're like, no, there was a bomb. And she was like, no, it wasn't. And they were like, no, you got to go to the hospital. You have to go. And she was like, I'm fine. You know, like, who knows what the frick happened? It probably was like a stage. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I'm not even going to play the rest of this. You guys get the deal. I just saw, like, the third suspicious device. Was the initial explosion a pressure cooker? That's what I was just realizing when I watched this. Because she was, like, talking about an explosion in the dumpster. Then, which could have been anything. Could have been a battery, someone throwing away a battery. It could have been anything. You know, batteries, LiPo batteries are dangerous. People, I mean, Samsung's in the news about these batteries frying out and blowing up under heat. We're under pretty, I mean, it's been pretty hot on the East Coast. Anything could have exploded. They could just be running with this story. Slapped together like a pressure cooker. They found the pressure cooker secondary, and then there was like a third suspicious device. I think they're just like trying to unravel a story and like pump it up over like some sort of like dumpster explosion that probably was just like set up by like NYPD to do their little drill, so they can run fire trucks up and down the street and like pretend that like their job matters for like 30 hours or however long this is gonna go on for, because you got like 30 different agencies in New York. This is like the same shit that was going on down in Texas over that hoax, with the students like casually walking outside of the school, although there's like 5 agencies in their town supposedly, because there's a shooting going on. The kids are casually outside the outside the school, like lounging. I mean, you can research it yourself, but that was my initial impression. I don't even really care about these news stories anymore, but I'm just gonna cover this NY one because it's just ridiculous. I'm gonna get, if there's any like interviews with people, yeah, you best believe that will be covered too. But I'm just gonna let this simmer down. I got some footage to show. I was filming some like chemtrail deployments from like, I'm not even kidding, like I started shooting one plane and then it started its chemtrail over the coast, and with the wind blowing over inland. And then I realized when I was done with that footage that there was like a whole team doing it. It was 2 more planes that started with nothing and then they started striping like right alongside that. So I'm going to try to edit up a video on that, and I have footage of the full moon too. So 2 other videos coming out. Possibly later today. Probably later today. This stupid event, we'll see what's going to happen. Who the hell knows?